Stanislav, it is so great to see you. I think this is going to be a great reunion. This will be the third time that we featured you as the guest artist with the Stockton Symphony.
Yeah, I look forward to it so much. Thanks for having me. First time it was Brahms D minor, then it was Tchaikovsky, I believe, and here we go. Now we have Ravel.
Well, Ravel is a really kind of different style, isn't it? I mean, there are even some really kind of jazzy chords in there.
It's a lot of fun, this Ravel concerto in G major.
Yeah, I know you play so many concertos with so many different orchestras all around the world. How often have you played the Ravel concerto?
Actually, this is one of the least performed in my repertoire. It's been a while for Ravel in G
Oh,
major.
that's great. Well, it'll be a real treat to feature you this way. So let's rewind a little bit. What first got you interested in the piano? How old were you when you first started playing? Was this a suggestion of your parents, or you heard somebody else play and you wanted to play? How did it all start?
Actually, I think just like music originates from either dance or singing.
Uh-huh.
So I think the interest for kids also starts from either singing or dancing. So I was the dancing one. I would dance for hours, and any time I heard music, I would start dancing. So that's what made my parents get me into a music school, because they're not musicians.
Uh-huh.
Never played any instruments. So I was the first one in the family to get acquainted with music.
Right. So how old were you when you were first put into that school?
The first time I tried, I was 6. And the piano teacher said that I'm not good enough for piano, and I refused to give it. It was in like a little private studio. They had piano room, which was very important. Then they had the computer room for programming for kids. And then they had a room where there was a teacher teaching guitar, balalaika, and some drums, things like that. So the piano teacher refused to teach me. She thought I didn't have perfect pitch, even though I do have perfect pitch and I have no problem with harmony and theory and ear training. But she somehow thought that I was not good enough for piano, so she refused to teach me piano. And then I played some balalaika and guitar and some other drums. It was a difficult path to piano, because then when we came to music school, I still wanted to play piano. And the director of the school said, oh, we have such a good accordion teacher. So I started with accordion too. I took 5 years of accordion, in addition to piano. And then from secondary piano, I still wanted to play piano. And then my secondary piano teacher brought me to my first serious piano teacher. So it took a while for me to actually get to play the piano.
Do you still ever play the balalaika or the accordion? I mean, maybe we could hear the Ravel piano concerto like in the slow movement.
Right. No, actually, I think it was an interesting perspective, which I got right away. And then, of course, I would apply to my piano pieces.
And just to get back to that comment you said before, how could this original teacher, who we will not name, how could that person not know that you had perfect pitch? How could they think that you didn't have it?
I just, when I think, how do you figure that out? Imagine a 6-year-old kid coming into a room. The kid doesn't know the notes. If I was asked to dance, I'm sure I would have passed the exam because I was from the dancing department.
And so now, fast forwarding, you have this amazing international career. What is kind of like the mix of all of your activities? Is it exclusively solo concertos? Do you also give recital programs, chamber music? Do you do a little teaching? What is the combination of everything you do?
Musicianship, it's a wide variety of different activities. I obviously play recitals, and actually just a few weeks ago I came back from this very special place where Chopin used to live in Palma de Mallorca, and I played it, practiced in the room he used to stay, and then where he wrote his preludes, for example. And then there is a festival basically at this monastery. He stayed with Georges Sand for several summers.
Wow.
And he got a piano there, and there is a museum and very special place. So I do play recitals. In the last 10 years, I did all kinds of other things, including actually conducting a little bit and studying conducting and then conducting.
Oh, you're going to take my job.
No, I don't think so. Unfortunately. We'll see where it goes, but I realized at some point that I need to widen my horizons a little bit and see how this works. So that's one of the activities I did in the last 10 years. Also, I started a festival in my hometown in Ukraine. I did a lot of management work. Now I'm actually working on some teaching methods. This is the project that started during pandemic.
Yeah. So concertos, recitals, chamber music, teaching. You made your own festival you're conducting. You're like the musical renaissance man. You mentioned your home of Ukraine. Is part of your family still living there? I mean, what is it like now with this really challenging worldwide situation?
My father, my cousins and nephew, and a lot of friends are there. And especially since I did a lot of projects professionally in Ukraine after 2014, when actually the war started. It was just in a different phase.
Right.
And during the pandemic, things had to be paused, and it never got out of the pandemic. My orchestra and the festival is actually keeps going. My personal issue there is that as a citizen of Ukraine, besides being a citizen of the United States, and I'm treated in Ukraine as their citizen, if I go into the country, I won't be able to leave. So,
wow,
because I would have to very possibly serve in the army till the war ends. So my struggle is that I really want to help and be part of it. And I'm not able to go in because I understand, then my entire regular life here in the US, and I've been living in the US for 15 years already, would not happen. Of course, obviously, my soul, myself, my entire body is obviously connected to that country and to those people and to those friends and family members. But it's been obviously difficult because every day I'm reading the news, I'm following very closely, and I'm emotionally connected. And this is
well,
probably
that must be
natural.
just a continual emotional challenge for you.
Oh yeah, last year of the big war, I would sleep like 2 hours a day for 2 months. It was very challenging. Actually, piano got me out of this. I had a performance. And every performance is such a good thing when I can really disconnect from reality of today's world and get into a beautiful reality of music.
And so you still have family members that are there.
Of course.
And I imagine you stay in touch with them, and so they're okay?
Yeah. My father, we have a little house which belonged to my grandfather, which is actually about 4 miles from the border. They actually have like a Ukrainian military base, like 2-3 minutes walk from and then the Russians used to bomb this military base. And actually, one of the little buildings got some damages. So my father just repaired it. Human beings get used to so many things. They hope for luck. They try to hide when there is an alert. And then they leave. I have so many people there. They just live regular life. And my father goes to our little house next to the border. And he says, oh, yeah, but about 3 miles away, they're shooting, there's some bombings and things like that. But I'm 3 miles away. And I'm okay. I repaired our thing, and I just having a good time here in the summer.
Wow.
So that's the reality.
That's just hard to imagine. That's just amazing. But as you were saying, throughout all this, playing the piano and music has been kind of like your haven, your oasis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Well, that's amazing that you're so resilient. We're so looking forward to having you come out here and play. It'll be a great reunion, and we hope we can be here in Stockton, a little haven for you as well.
Great. I can't wait. Thanks again. So nice talking to you.
It's great talking to you. We're really looking forward to seeing you.